So, you want to start playing Umamusume, but you don't know exactly where to start or how to play the game. Well, I am here just for that. Hello, my name is Banana Monkey 21K, and I will be at least trying to guide you on what cards and characters you should try to get and how to play the game efficiently. So, at first, you'll be overwhelmed a little bit by the menu because this is on PC, but the mobile version is condensed to just this screen. So we'll be focusing on this for now. The TP up here is your energy bar for the career runs that you will eventually do. RP is for the races in the team trials here. We'll get into that later. Daily races are for your resources like monies and SP cards. Those are really necessary that you'll need to do at least once a day. But it's really quick once you get the hang of it. Apart from that, from the start, you'll see on the bottom right here, there will be a bunch of gift box gifts, like free pulls and everything. Just go on there and then press collect all. Once you're done, you'll most likely be tempted to pull on a banner. Now, what I recommend you do is instead of pulling all for Umas, you pull for cards instead. The reason being is because Umas are less valuable than cards. If you don't have good cards, don't expect getting an S or an A rank. Those will not be possible if you have really bad cards with low specialty priority. Now, if you do get screwed over, but you are on a fresh account, what you could do is go to the title screen here, wait for the game to load up, and instead of going immediately to tap start, you go on the bottom right here to 3-dashed line, and right here it says delete user data. Delete your user data and begin the game anew. By the way, if you do this on accident, but you do not have it linked, it is permanently gone. You cannot restore it from that point onwards. So I recommend you only do it when necessary and when you get screwed over by the pulls. Now, what is considered screwed over or shafted? What I consider being shafted is not being able to pull any good cards within at least 11k, like at least 2 SSRs with or at least 3 with the tickets, and then if you go, because what I'll split it into is at least do 45,000 on the scout banner, and then put the rest into cards. The reason, like I just said, being you need better cards to get better career runs. Now, I am going to quickly transfer over my screen. Excuse that real quick. I will be ranking the Umas themselves depending on how easy their careers are. At the top here, easiest. At the bottom, difficult. The reason why there's five tiers is because some of the Umas themselves are not that hard, but it's just the multipliers themselves that sometimes screw you over. So keep in mind, try to look for what multipliers they have on their thing, which, by the way, you can do by going to the trainee list or just the trainee themselves, holding on them, and then boom, growth rate will be right here. Some are more adept in intelligence or wit, speed, stamina. It truly depends on what they truly are good at. Now, so you want to know what characters are specifically good or specifically bad. Well, I'll try to do my best here. Umamusume Cross is okay. The reason being is because she kind of relies on winning on G1 wins early in the race, but beyond that, everything else is a set race from in smooth sailing. Meisho Dodo is okay. The reason being is because she gets an effect with within her career, which basically prevents her from using her full potential. It's something that you'll see throughout every run, so it is a fixed thing you cannot change. Gold City is pretty okay. I don't think there's any difficulties with her career as much. I could be wrong on that. There is multiple tier lists already out on the websites that are on the internet, so take my words with a grain of salt. Narita, Brian, I will jump between characters, by the way, so these are not in order. Narita Brian is fine, but it depends on what you're building her for, because if you're building her for a long or a medium, she'll do just fine with like two power, 3 speed, and then just try to focus as much as you can with the unity orbs towards wit. But apart from that, if you try to build her on Mile, she will be more difficult in the OK career. The reason being is because she has 2 long races, one of which is a necessary first place, the Spring Tendo Show, which is a 3,200 meter long race. Most of the time, you will need at least 600 stamina if you are trying to go for a pace chasing, or at least 500 with a small recovery on late surge. It depends also on RNG. You may get unlucky, you may get lucky. It depends. Fuji Kaseki is pretty fine. She's more towards sprint, mile, and medium. She necessarily doesn't really go on long, but you can build her towards that. Hishi Amazon isn't okay. The only reason I'm putting her here is because her style, end closer. It's good for longs, but not necessarily for most other races like mile and sprint. She can do okay in medium, but at first you will struggle because her initial end closer stats rely on having high speed and high power to make up for the lack of stamina. So it depends on truly what you are trying to do. Seiyun Sky, not that bad. She is a front runner, yes, and she has the Tennosho Spring and Kukkasho, but she has a small multiplier in stamina, and if you do build her on stamina sparks, then you'll be good on her. Any dirt characters like these 3 right here, these 3 will be fine. You just need to focus on speed, power, and wit. They have good multipliers to help you out with that as well, so you'll be fine. Narita Tashin is a pretty okay character to get, because during the second half, I think near summer, I could be wrong, I will edit in what time she gets her forced down event. She will be forced down to bad and be given practice poor until I think it's after the Kukkasho, where she'll get a double circle practice perfect. Now current gen, not stressful. Biwahide, pretty okay. I forgot Fine Motion. Fine Motion is a gimmick character, as well as Gold Ship. The reason these 2 are here and not higher is because sometimes they will screw you over. Gold Ship has Fickle Maiden, where she'll restrict training, and then Fine Motion will force you into a training regimen of her own sometimes. It truly depends on the RNG of it, because sometimes you will barely get it, other times you will get it a lot of the time. Mihono Bourbon is pretty okay. Special Week is pretty okay as well. Silent Suzuka is pretty okay. Tokai Teo is okay. She's more towards the difficult careers because she has long races, even though she doesn't have a good affinity in or aptitude in long, excuse me. But she can be really good when it comes to sprint or mile races, because she has a 20% in wit growth and then a 10% in speed. Majiro McQueen is pretty okay, I will say. By the way, none of these are in order, so do not think, oh, Seiyun Sky is pretty not unstressful. It depends on what you have on your account. I feel like I'll put Mejuro McQueen in good. She's more built for medium and long, and she has a multiplier for stamina, so it should be pretty fine if you know what you're doing. Upper O as well, affinity or growth rate and stamina, she'll be fine. Symboli Rudolph is one of the less stressful ones, even though her growth rate is not that good, and having 20% in guts, it's pretty fine. Medjo Orion, I do not have her at the moment, but I can say that she's pretty okay. Especially as a parent, she is a good parent Uma if you do get her. Rice Shower is pretty okay. She's not really the best, having a 20% in growth rate. I could be wrong. I will edit it just in case to make sure I'm fact-checking it. Vodka is probably not stressful, as well as Daiwa Scarlet. These two have good affinity with each other, by the way, so do try to at least get one good in each. Grass Wonder is pretty okay and not stressful. She's a mile. You'll see most of the dirt characters, and either mile or the ones that have specific growth rates tuned to their aptitude will be fine on the upper half, while some characters at below will have good growth rates, just bad careers in general. Air Groove is fine. She's not really that stressful. She can be built for mediums, mile, and sprint. Mayano Top Gun, she is actually not that stressful at all. The only downside is that you'll have to win fans, which at the beginning may seem really hard, but I recommend you still try to do as many races as you possibly can to get that 2500 goal, because it's really not that hard if you do manage to get at least a few G1 or G2 races in your belt. Super Creek is a gimmick. She has a condition where it will increase the chance of losing in a practice. Apart from that, it goes away after the Kikasho, much like Narita Tashin. Measure Orion is not that stressful. She has a good power multiplier, so she's really easy to S-rank if you know what you're doing and have the cards for it. Now, Tosin Jordan is fine. It's just, the thing is, her potential system is split between pace chasing and late surger. There's no difference between you can't, it's recommended you choose one style rather than going for two, which is why I'll put her in the okay career area. Agnes Tachyon is a good career, not really that stressful, has a lot of training turns, but winning ticket, only runner if you need her for like an infinity or something like that with the Umas, which I will get into later, by the way, then go ahead, but try to generally avoid her. Sprint character, really easy. Another really easy character, Haru Urara, daughter. Matikane Fukitikaru is pretty okay. She has a gimmick where she will randomly choose a race, and if you do not have an affinity for mile, she may choose a mile race, so I will recommend you try to avoid using her unless you are trying to go for a parent run. Nice Nature is not that stressful. You're most likely just going to be building her as a debuffer, so her late surging style along with her speed and I think wit percentage will be fine. King Halo is okay. Not necessarily the best when it comes to growth rates, but probably will be your best bet in terms of filling out that last sprint spot. Mad Haddon Cafe, she's okay. The reason why I'm putting her here is because her growth multiplier is all into stamina. This is the only Uma that is out right now in global where she has a 30% growth rate and stamina. That's the only reason why I'm putting her in okay, because most likely she is also a end closer, so you will not be good mostly on medium early on, and sometimes she will get screwed over. But apart from that, she is actually a really good long character, but most of the time you're only building her for that. Kawakami Princess is pretty okay. Most of the time you're really going to be using this character for affinity when it comes to like characters like Oguri Cap or other characters. Agnes Digital is pretty okay. She's not really going to be put into the easiest careers, even though she has the dirt and track or turf aptitudes, but it just purely depends on how good and lucky you get, because her growth rates are split all over the place. She has 8% in speed and stamina, but then 7% in, I think, power and wit. So Ice Sheen Flash is okay. She's not necessarily the best affinity Uma either, so oh well. And then I'll put Hishi a Bourbon, or I do not recall this character's name. Excuse me on that. I will put it in there just in case. Now we're gonna be talking about the SSR cards. These cards, I will say, most of the time require high max limit break, or MLB for short, to be efficiently used. But some of them are good on themselves and base. Now, we're going to be going from bottom to top, so let's get this first. Any Guts card, by the way, I will put in hot garbage, because you're most likely not going to be using them at all. So that goes for this one, let's see, where are the other cards that are in Guts? This one, let's see. This one is pretty bad. That's a Guts. I could be wrong in saying this one's a Guts, but it's still pretty bad anyways. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we can get to ranking these. So generally, this one is good. It's pretty okay. It has a good specialty priority. I'll talk more into why I'm ranking these in the way that they are. She has good specialty priority, mood, and friendship boost, but apart from that, she really doesn't have much of anything else in lower limit break. So this one's a pretty decent one if you get it. This one is kind of bad. I will also add in sub. Excuse me real quick. The reason why I'm saying only sub is because Tokai Teo has a low specialty priority. She's not necessarily that good when it comes to farming, so generally try to avoid this card as best as you can. Gold Chip, pretty bad. Even though she is a stamina card, she is not necessarily that good for said stamina, so oh well. Now, Vodka, on the other hand, is really good. She has a good specialty priority. She's mostly a stat stick for characters that do lack a bit in power, and she has a gold recovery skill, even though it is only on a straight, which is sometimes unreliable depending on what you're building for. But generally, this is a good card, and so is El Condor Pasa. But the only downside with this card is that, and you'll see this generally with a lot of cards here, they need 3 to 4 max limit break. This one needs 3 limit break, because then it unlocks the training efficiency, which then helps your trainings grow more in stats. It's good on base, but not generally used as much with SR cards. Seiyun Sky stamina is pretty okay. It's a good it has good specialty priority, but the only downside is with stamina cards, you're not looking for a speed skill, which this is only a dedicated front runner gold skill, so it's generally not that usable unless you're building for a front runner and need a stamina card to get that gold skill. Now, Tomomo crosses, pretty bad. The events are pretty bad. Not really that helpful in terms of helping you at all. While this one here, 3 to 4 max limit break, but can be good with at least one copy in it. The reason being, it has Practice Perfect on its first slot at the very bottom. And then after that, it can restore your energy. But then at the final event, it does drain 10. It'll give you 10, but then it'll drain 10. So it's technically equal. Now, if you get Air Shooksure, I would just recommend you reroll your account if you get it from the Mega Debut tickets. The reason being is because this card is absolute dog water. Do not try to actively max limit break this card. If you do, then I'm just gonna say right now, you're cooked. You're just breaking your account for no reason. This card is not necessarily that good. The reason being is because it has no specialty priority, so it is a gamble card a little bit. But the only good side is that it has Mild Maven. So if you are trying to build for a mild card, it has also pretty good events now that it got buffed, but still, it is not the best. Vaccines card, pretty good. At low limit break, you'll struggle to use it a little bit since it only has 35, but as you get it more up and up, it will be fine. Now, this one is a really good one. It will also fall into the category of 3 to 4 max limit break, but it is also a must use if you do not have any recovery skills in terms of SSRs. The reason being is because this skill has Swing Maestro. The reason why Swing Maestro is really good, because it is the best recovery in the game. Most cards do not compare to when this card skill activates at all. Now, Smart Falcon is really only used for parent farming for groundwork, because the top option gives guaranteed groundwork from a buff that it got, but apart from that, it is not necessarily that good, so do use it with a grain of salt. This one's pretty okay as well. I think has pretty decent specialty priority, but generally it's not really that good. Now, Baiko Pegasus is a 3 to 4 max limit break card too, but a really good one at that. The only downside with this card is that it's friendship training when at 0 or 1 or 2. It does not have any friendship training, so you'll struggle to get it up to orange. But apart from that, I think it's a really good card that you can borrow. I will add that to here /borrow real quick. But other than that, it's pretty good card. This one's pretty fine. It's a POW card. It's not really going to do much. It gives you energy and it gives you mood boost. And it also has Concentrate. But generally, this will be in between only for parent farming, for focus, or team trials. Apart from that, the free-to-play cards, they're generally only good for substitutes if you're trying to fill out your deck. But apart from that, not really good. This one is more of a borrow card because it has low specialty priority at base, and you'll not really use this card much. Another free-to-play card as well. This one's only used for front runners, so it is a niche card. This one, not really as good. I think it does drain... no, it's this one that drains a little bit of energy. These two are generally not that good, so try to avoid using them. This one right here, for Mambo's card, is a Guts card, so I would avoid... You generally just avoid using any Guts cards. For Kitasan Black, this is a also must use. If you have this one max limit break, then use Baiko Pegasus or whoever. But I would recommend, if this card does get a rerun ahead of notice, I will recommend you save this massively. I saved 15,000 carats for this card alone just to max limit break it. I got really lucky on the banner itself because it had higher rates, but you will occasionally get this card. This also falls under the 3 to 4 max limit break card as well. The reason being is because it doesn't have initially specialty priority on base or up to max limit break level 2. But once you get it to 3, it will have 80%, I think, max specialty priority, and then 100% on base. Actually, wait, no. Level 3 is 60, and level 4 is 100. My bad. This one is generally okay. It's not really the best or the worst. At low limit break, it will do okay. This one is pretty okay, not generally used. This one is really only used for race bonus and the hint bonus, but apart from that, you're not really using this unless you're a whale, so oh well. Again, free-to-play card, pretty okay, not the best. Now, this one is also a pretty good card. The reason why I'm putting up here is because it also has Swing Maestro. Now, it is a niche, I think a small niche card that you will eventually somewhat get. At first, it is not that good because the stats are really low, which then falls under the 3 to 4 max limit break. But as you raise it up, it will be a really good card because it has stamina bonus and training efficiency as its base, and then you will have 5% training efficiency and 50% specialty priority when it comes to max. Now, Rico is a really good PAL card, but I will say for these two cards right here, it's best to get them at limit break 1 before using them. The reason being is because their first limit break will allow them to get training efficiency as well. Apart from that, she does raise mood. She will give you stamina. So if you are lacking a little bit of stamina and you want to run one less card, she will cover your cost in terms of getting stamina. Now, I do not know this card. I'm pretty sure it's okay. I'm just going to put it down here because I do not know or do not use it. This one's pretty okay, not the best. This is also a free-to-play card. It is not the best. It has a gold view skill, which generally view skills are useless. Now, the Narita Bryan one, it is a free-to-play card, so I will put it in the subcategory, but it is a good one. It has a good amount of specialty priority, not at base, but as you low it up, it will be better. Generally at like 2 or 3, it is decent at best. But apart from that, it is not like Kirasan Black or Baiko Pegasus or Bakushins. Sweep Tosho is okay. The only reason why I'm putting it down here, even though it has a high specialty priority, it's because it has no friendship on initial start. That's the only downside. Apart from that, it's pretty okay. But you'll see this one will generally get taken over by the SR card. This one's pretty bad, don't use it. Free-to-play card again, pretty bad, don't use it. This one's pretty bad. Now this one is a 3 to 4 limit break. It has good race bonus and as well a decent late surging acceleration skill. But apart from that, you're not really going to be using this much apart from the training efficiency and the low specialty priority. Generally, you'll see most cards of wit cards be at least 50 or 35 around that area, or higher depending on what they are. This one is hot garbage at base. It has a low specialty priority, only at 10, so I generally avoid using these two cards. This one's hot garbage. Do not use this one. If you have it, do not level it up. It is a waste of space. It is only there for collectors. Now, for the rest of these, apart from this one's a pretty okay one. I do not know. So I will leave these unranked for now. Apart from that, now we will go to the SR cards. These ones you will get more than likely. So let's start off with the first one, putting all the guts cards into the trash bin. I can't say this enough. Do not use guts cards. These cards, yes, they have high specialty priority, but they drain the most energy, so it is not really that good. Apart from this one, actually, I do not know if that's a guts card, but I think it's pretty okay. I've seen a few decks use it, but not really that well. Now, Fuji Kaseki's card, not really that good. The events are really that good. It's okay in training, so use it with a grain of salt. Generally, this one's okay. It has an energy recovery and a base event, and then a side event where it does give you a mood boost and 20 energy. Excuse me. But apart from that, I would generally use this at higher limit break. This one's pretty okay. Has a small amount of specialty priority. It's usually only used for end closers, so I would recommend avoid using this card. This one's really bad. No specialty priority. Bad events. Generally try to avoid this one. This one's a good stat stick. The only downside is that this will drain a crap load of energy. If you do not have a good recovery within the turn that it is taking place, then oh well. You probably will miss a good training. Now this one is okay. It's good at high limit break, but the only downside is that it does not have initial friendship, which you need to value a bit more over the stats. It does have good training effectiveness and a high amount of specialty priority at like 50%. Usually you'll see most of the SR cards be around 35 or 50 as well. Manhattan Cafes is good as well, just need higher limit break. A lot of these cards will, by the way, need at least 3 to 4 max limit break to be usable. Same with this one, except this one will drain energy if you choose the wrong decision. This one's pretty bad, no specialty priority, pretty okay events, I would not recommend using it. This one is really good, especially at max limit break. This card has 50% specialty priority, it has decent events, but also gives you late surging style on a side event. Apart from that, it's a pretty good training card because it has training effectiveness and specialty priority, like I said, and a good amount of mood and friendship bonus. Now this one, Aishin Flash's card, is good. It's just in the 3 to 4 max limit break needed. Apart from that, it's generally a good sub if you do not have any other good speed cards. This one is pretty bad. Do not use it unless you don't have anything else. Generally, this also falls under the 3 to 4 max limit break cards. Now, you'll see a lot because these two are wit. Sunday's wit card is good because it has a high specialty priority and also a lot of mood boost and friendship bonus, I think. So, I could be wrong on that. I will, as I say, edit it in. But yeah, generally it's a pretty okay card. The only downside is that it only focuses on wit and guts, so take that with however you will. Now this one is a really good, but a 3 to 4. So generally this one can be interswapped between the two categories right here. This has a mood boost that has a, I think a pretty good 2 events. I have not fully used this card to recognize all of the events on there, but generally it is a good card because it has a decent amount of specialty priority as well as training effectiveness. You'll notice a lot of the cards up here or around here have either good amount of specialty priority, training effectiveness, or mood effect or friendship effect. This one's pretty bad, don't use it. King Halo falls under the 3 to 4 max limit break, by the way. Order does not matter here. This one's pretty bad. It's a SR trainee. I don't know what you would expect. This one is really good, especially when you have it at 3 to 4 max limit break. Now, at first, it does not seem that good, but as you get more copies, this will exponentially be your second slot speed card. The reason being, it has good training effectiveness and good specialty priority, as well as having a perk that allows you to gain an extra skill point. And the reason why skill points are so important, because you need a lot of skill points to make a good Uma with decent stats, but as well as a good amount of skills. Apologies. This one's pretty okay. It has good specialty priority. The only downside is that it does not have any training effectiveness, so it kind of lacks in terms of stats when it comes alone on a training. This one is a stat stick. Do not use it unless you don't have anything else. This one is also a stat stick or race bonus card. This one actually has been used to get the UG rank with not Tokai, with Taiki Shuttle here. But apart from that, it is pretty okay. Zembra Boys, I probably butchered that name really hard, but oh well. It is pretty good, just needs, as I say, maximum break. As well as Shinko Windies. This one's pretty fine. If you want to get like pace chasing savvy, this one's a pretty okay one, not the best. Do not use this one as much, or this one. Now, I'm gonna go back toward the main game real quick. Generally, some Umas I have not covered, like the Christmas version of Ogre Recap is also really good. Summer Maruzensky and the Special Week summer skins are pretty good as well as New Year's Opera O. Apart from that, I think that's everything in terms of cards and trainees. Now, in terms of scenario, as of recording right now, the best scenario right now is Unity Cup. It is pretty complicated, so I'll try to dumb it down for you guys as best as I can. But before that, let's quickly run over through these race events. Champions meeting, basically the PvP, if you were to put it. You race with your Umas that you built throughout their career and then put them in here. These will also change depending on the aptitude, aptitude. My apologies. Like, for example, this one is a Sprint CM. I did not make it to Group A because Sprint CMs are really RNG based. Now, on the right here, this is Legends Races. Eventually, you'll see on the notification tab, which is, by the way, over here on the top right. Sometimes some Umas will be selected to give star pieces. These are used to limit break your characters by also giving them extra stats and an upgrade to their unique skill. 1-star characters, by the way, will have a worse version of their 3-star skill. So generally, as I said, focus on cards first, but if you have the spare carrots, do try to at least level a few of these to 3, but you'll just get those as you progress through the game. Now, Unity Cup is pretty complicated, but I will use my career here as an example. There will be a Unity race here. You will have a team of Umas that you collect throughout the entire career. The base ones here will be Taiki Shuttle, Matekane Fuki Tekaru, Haruura, and then Rice Shower. But apart from that, the other ones are RNG based. You will generally get on what you're missing out on, so do not be sad if you do not get a specific character. Also, the ones that you select on your cards will also be trainees that you will get. Now, generally, what I would recommend you do, if you were try to take on the top, try to look for double circles. Double circles are the best things to do or try to go for in terms of both affinity and as well as being able to win. As you can see right here, the damn thing almost lied to me, so oh well. But apart from that, these are, by the way, are not career ending. Your goal on the top left here is and what will end your career. This is your energy bar. This controls how much of a percentage you have in terms of failing. Your mood, by the way, if you click on it, you will start at base normal. But I recommend you try to get to good or great naturally through card events. Now, if you can't, there will be recreation on the middle here. The reason why it's not there is because they combine the both during summer. So let me quickly go through this real quick. Oh, this, by the way, the Unity training here. Eventually, you'll probably see a little spark right down here. Now, this will allow you to upgrade your side characters on your team, but also your main cards, which, by the way, you want to get this friendship bar all the way up to orange or max. The reason being is because you will get a rainbow effect here, and this will massively increase your stats. As you can see, I will get 60 off this, but generally I will try to go for what's best. So as of right now, this is the best option, which, by the way, your decisions will massively impact how good of an Uma you will get. The reason being is because most people get on the game and be like, all right, I'll just go for this, I'll go for that, I'll press on like guts once. Don't do that. Try to train with most affinities, or try to get as much friendship trainings as possible at the beginning. You want to focus on the friendship bar at the beginning. By the way, do not listen to Tazuna. She will tell you, oh, you are lacking in guts, or you are lacking in this and that. Do not listen to her. Generally, you will learn to figure out what how much stats you have, and learn what is a good stat and what is something that you need to improve on. Now, there also the rest system is pretty okay. It's RNG based as well. There will be sometimes where you get only 30 energy, and sometimes where you get Night Owl. Now, Night Owl is a debuff where it will randomly just lower your energy, but also has a chance of lowering your mood. I would recommend you get rid of it as soon as possible, just like others like Practice Poor, Slacker, and many other effects that I will put on screen as I do this run real quick. But apart from that, you'll generally learn and adapt to your situation. There will also be some events where they will drain your energy as well. It's just unfortunate. You have to choose one, by the way. You cannot choose no, or you cannot decline a choice. Sometimes you will lose or win on a G1. Generally, what I would recommend beginners try to do is try to max out as many G1 races, or not max out, but try to do as many races as you can that are to your Uma's ability. The reason why I put dirt so high was because they could also do turf and dirt. So generally, they are the best in terms of trying to get all your races done so you can just view the results. Which, by the way, initially you will have to watch all the races, but as you complete them, you will be able to just skip them. Now, when you do win one that is not on your goal, by the way, on the top left, you will get this. You can gamble for the 5 minus energy, but you can just say, all right, I just want to take the minus 15 because of this reason. I will go for the bottom. Oh well, I got the bottom. So, ooh, this is an example. Super Creek, this is a side event. This is not on the main, but it will give me my energy back, which is a massive help. Now, generally, try to avoid racing 3 times in a row and beyond, unless you are doing a parent run, which is this. I am going for a parent medium, my own Top Gun for my Seiyun Sky, which I will get into affinities a little bit later after this run is done. Yeah, but I will say toward the end of toward the beginning of senior year, around the March area, that is when you unlock your ultimate level ups as well. For Unity Cup, this specific segment here will be focused on that. You will have, again, the roster right here. Well, generally your team that you have on, and then the roster is, I don't know why they put it like this, never mind. But as you do your spirit training, eventually your spirit burst will reflect upon your stats. To get higher level trainings, by the way, you will need a higher grade and a specific stat. To get level 2 training, you need an E in the stat. To get a level 3 training, you need a C in the stat. and then from B, actually no, I think it's from A to S, that is your level 4 and 5. Apart from that, everything else is straightforward. Try to, at the beginning, prioritize friendship bonds, as I said, but more towards the middle and end, you will try to focus on the stats that you are going for. At the end of a career, the Unity Cup will open for one final time. This team name, by the way, does matter. It does depend on what cards you are using or what Uma you are using for the scenario, because some of them have scenario benefits while others don't. The team name just only matters because of the skill that you'll get. Team Carrot gives no stopping me. For Bright Showers, Big Bloom, I think it's what it's called, it gives you a long recovery skill. Matekane Fukitikaru's only gives a view skill, so I would generally recommend you avoid going for that team name. Haru Urara's is also useless, it is not good, and I think it's only for a dirt. While Taiki Shuttles is Mild Maven. If you're going for a mild Uma, like I said, do go for that. Now, in Unity Cup, you will get screwed over most of the time at this end segment here. It is really RNG based, so oh well if you win or lose. I won, surprisingly. By the way, the circles of a thing do matter in terms of affinity and your chances to win. It goes from hollow, triangle to I think it goes from triangle to one circle and then double circle. Double circle is the best you can possibly get, while triangle is something you will hollow triangle is something you would generally try to avoid. Apart from that, I think the scenario itself is explained as much as I possibly can without overwhelming you with knowledge, which, by the way, the Spirit Burst at the right of a character have a chance to pop. This will additionally add skill points, or not skill points, but stats to the thing that you are going for. But as of right now, it will fill up. This thing right here will fill up, and oh well. It will pop at random, by the way. It is not guaranteed to pop at the stat that you want, so try to take this with a grain of salt. Do the best you can. Apart from that, at the end of a race, which is just about to be now, I recommend you only take high-risk trainings. Like this right here is a perfect number. 25% is the baseline I would go for a training, but since this is Unity training, or not this is not Unity training, well, this technically is, but generally what I would recommend you do is go for something under 20% at the beginning. Do not try to go high risk at the beginning of a career, because you will then screw yourself over with mood down events. And if you fail a training, you will get a mood down event unless it is on wit, which then you will only get a small amount of recovery, but you won't get punished for it because you are not technically training on the track. Now, at the end of a career, you will get a bunch of skill points, and depending on your bonds, some characters will give you extra stats. But this one only matters because of how much we won. Apart from that, if you do get the good ending here, you will get a 5+ in stats, but if you fail, then you will not get anything at all, and you will get the bad ending. Now, at the end of career, your skill points and the skills you choose do matter. The reason being is because some of them are only attuned to your style, distance, or track. By the way, I'll give a quick rundown. Speed, your max speed. Your stamina is basically your HP bar, how long you can go. Generally, with long characters, you will see this around 900 or 10 or 1200, depending on the race. Power is how fast you can accelerate. Guts is how much you put of the stamina that you have left into the final spurt. and then wit is your positioning on the race, and as well as your chance of triggering a skill. Some skills, like the green ones right here, can be passed on, while gold skills cannot be passed on. Only the previous silver skill of that skill can be passed on. So I would not recommend you try to go, oh, I can get this, and then I can get the no stopping me spark. There is no such thing. There's only nimble navigator. As I said, some skills right here. This one's only attuned to front runner style, so I will go for that. Apart from that, I will try to get the skills that I know, like front runner savvy, lucky 7, slipstream, and the ignited spirit stamina. These skills will pass on. By the way, all of these skills have a chance. They're not guaranteed to pass on to the sparks that are on the right here. Now, once you complete a career, at the end, you will get your ranking. Generally, the ratings will go up as well as the rank. It is 1200 or more for a A+. For an S rank, though, it is 1400. 0.500. And unfortunately, I got really unlucky. I got 1 power. I was going for a stamina, but oh well. You will also get a pink. This one is more for style, distance, and track. So this one is more toward your style of what you have for as a rank. Excuse me, but let me reword that better. Whatever you have as an A rank will generally be in the pink spark right here. Power spark is RNG. The blue one actually is RNG based. Do not worry about it as much. At the beginning, you will generally get a 3-star more towards the when you're more advanced and know what you're doing. White sparks for races like the Satsuki show will be chance as well, and like I said, slipstream right here, it became a white spark, but apart from that, everything else I've missed the opportunity on because it has a small percentage. It will display this and give you a reward. Bond, it doesn't really matter. The fans don't really matter as well. Only reason why they matter is the fans will only go towards your club, and the affinity will only help you build towards a alternate outfit. Apart from that, everything else is fine. Toward the end of career, you will be able to put each Uma as well into your team trials, which will then eventually fill out in itself. But I would say try to at least get a few good Umas and then fill them out before you put them in, because they will also reflect on your team rank, and your team rank does matter on how much good Umas you have. So apart from that, I would say generally try to avoid going for the URA finale unless you are parent farming, which then there is a different video on that. Apart from that, Unity Cup is your best bet. Some characters, like I said, have more percentages and growth rate to what they have. Like I said, when the sparks come up and there's a pink spark, these are your sparks that matter. The blue sparks will be these, and then white sparks will be generally like this one, front runner savvy. Apart from that, affinity, the more it will be very confusing at first, so I will link a calculator in the description. Some Umas have more affinity than others, which means that they have more of a chance to pass on whatever they have on here. Apart from that, it's not really that much of a difference, but I will say try to generally avoid on purpose going for the lowest spark or affinity here, because the lower you have, the less of a chance you are to get a pink spark or a white spark. And if you're trying to get a certain skill for a parent farm, then it's really RNG based. Apart from that, this part here really doesn't matter if you don't care about the story. I will also say check your archive a lot if it does flash new, because this will give 50 carrots per level. Trophies as well, by the way, do matter, like I said before. The G3 ones give 30, the G2 ones give 50, and the G1 races give 100 carrots, which is why I say try to do as many as you possibly can, so that way you can just skip them and then get the carrots. But apart from that, that is, apart from this, all that I have covered. So voucher exchange, statue exchange is where you get the extra stars. I would recommend saving and stockpiling on these, just in case. That way, if you do notice a certain Uma is about to rank up in terms of star break, then you could use the statues on those. Cleats will be what you get after you max limit break a card and have extra over, which I will show. You go to the enhance and then support card and then storage. I will say put this on immediately. Do not cleat cards that you need to limit break. If you do that, then you're just being an idiot. Apart from that, I think that is all I have covered for today's video. Club points you will get by joining a club, of course. Here they are. The Silent Azuka card, by the way, it's pretty okay. It is a free-to-play, so don't expect much out of it. This is where you get to level up your free-to-play cards. This is where you will go to get shards. By the way, I recommend you do not spend these willy-nilly. These are really rare and hard to stock up on. So try to save as many as you can. By the way, one last thing. I would recommend every player, as soon as you get 1,000 friendship points, do try to max this out. The maximum is 60, so try to max out as many follow slots as you can. That way, you can also get the card that they have on their thing, and also the Uma parent that they have on their profile. Because if you go to friend, and then friend someone, I'm just going to use Sonic Boom as an example. They have a Megarodober parent that has a 3 power and medium, or not 3 power and medium, 3 power, yeah, just 3 power in general, my apologies. 2 in medium, and then they have other parents that are not as adequate. And as right here, any card that is on the friend slot will be usable on the friend bar right here. I will quickly go back and show you as an example. Once you click on next, this will show up. Your deck does matter a lot, so I recommend trying to see which ones you are lacking in, and try to figure out which percentages are best. Because generally, what I would recommend you prioritize is speed, stamina, power, and then wit. Do not do guts. These are friend and group cards, by the way. And as you can see, some cards, I have a filter over here, by the way. It has all of the skills that you need. So use this to the best of your ability. Right now I have it set to stamina, so if I wanted to go for a stamina, I would choose this. But apart from that, that is the end of today's video. So I want to thank you guys for just generally watching this entire thing and segment, but also wish you luck on your pools and generally anything else that's going on in your life. There will always be a light at the end of the door, and at the end of that door, I don't know, I'm just trying to be inspirational, but generally at the end of that door, there will always be light. So do always keep your head up no matter what. Do not care what other people say. I love you guys, and I will see you guys probably sometime later. I don't know. Come by on stream, by the way. I do stream as well. Bye bye.